Good day, everyone. Good day, Mama Bansay. We want to present you the reportings about Unit 3, Lesson 8, which is the Food Safety Management System through Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point, or HACCP. And here's are my co-members. Let me introduce to you Missy Malpica, Jacob Clavillas, and yours truly, Chandler Lau. The learning outcomes. Introduce HACCP history and its background. Recognize the importance of the HACCP system as food safety management tool. Identify the steps involved in HACCP implementation, particularly food service and retail establishments. Apply the HACCP system to analyze the operation in food and retail establishments.
History and backgrounds. As summarized by FAO 1998, HACCP has come the buzzword for safety. It is based on sound science as defined as a preventive approach to food safety that prevents, eliminates, and reduces biological, chemical, and physical hazards, dosage levels, and flow foods. The HACCP framework for overseeing sanitation concerned developed from two significant advancements. The main leap forward was related with WE doing whose hypothesis by of the executive are generally viewed as means consideration and pivoting the nature of Japanese items during the 1950s. And the second significant leap forward was simply the improvement of the HACCP ideas, was shepherded during the 1960s by a Pillsbury Company, United States Army, and the United States National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA as shared improvement program. NASA needed a zero infection program to ensure security of the nourishment that space that travel with the war and space. Pillsbury, along these lines, presented and embraced HACCP as the framework that could give the best security, while listening real-like on the final result examination and testing. HACCP underlined up control of the procedure as far upstream and the preparing framework as convisable by using administrator control as well constant checking strategies and basic control focuses. Pillsbury introduced the HACCP idea freely at gathering for nourishment security in 1971. The utilization of HACCP standard in the Declaration of Guidelines of Low Acid Canned foods was finished in 1974 by the United States Food and Drug Administration (FDA) in the mid-1980s. The HACCP approach was received by other notable food organizations.
Food Safety Management System. Since the 1960s, sanitation experts have perceived the significance of HACCP standard for controlling food safety risks factor that straightforwardly add to foodborne disease. The standard epitomized the idea of dynamic administrative control by empowering a framework that guarantees foodborne poisoning hazard factor are controlled. 1. Identify food and procedure most likely to cause foodborne illness. 2. Develop procedure to reduce the risk of an outbreak. 3. Monitor procedure to keep food safe and verify that the food served is consistently safe. HACCP Principle 1. Conduct a hazard analysis. The HACCP team should be able to look at each process one step at a time where hazard might occur in the flow of food. This will require the team to evaluate its significance and establish the best option to control the hazard. It should be composed of personnel who is knowledgeable with the process operation, raw materials, and product. Number 2. Determine the critical control points, CCPS. Once the control and preventive measure in principle 1 are established, the next step is determine which of the control measures are absolutely needed to ensure safe food. The critical control points is an operational step at which control can be applied and essential to prevent or eliminate a food safety hazard or reduce to an acceptable level. Number 3. Determine the critical limits. Critical limits are the safety limits that form the boundary between safe and potentially unsafe food. Critical limit can be based on scientific and experimental data, industry or legislative standard, and historical evidence. The Food Code 2017 sets the critical limit at 165 degrees Celsius for 15 seconds, when critical limit should be measurable and observable. Number 4. Establish monitor procedure for CCPS. The monitoring system must be capable of detecting loss of control. Codex technically defined it as the act of conducting a plain sequence of observation or measurement of control parameter to assess whether a CCP is under control. The monitoring frequency should also be defined, and this will be related to the throughput of the product and process. Number 5. Establish corrective action. The HACCP Codex defines corrective action as follow any action to be taken when the result of monitoring at a CCP indicate a loss of control. The effectiveness of the proposed corrective action plan need to be verified and challenged, as this is the last defense mechanism protecting the consumer from taking potentially unsafe food product. Number 6. Establish verification procedure. This principle requires checking that the HACCP system is capable to control relevant food safety hazard, is working in practice, and present on ongoing basis include: Number 1. HACCP audits. Number 2. Review of CCP monitoring record and food product testing, microbiological and chemical analysis. Number 3. Review of deviation, i.e. customer complaints and disposition of non-forming product. HACCP can be audited by member of staff not involved in developing or into the HACCP implementation. It can also be done by using external resources who are not directly involved in the development or operation of the system, as well as by an independent third party.
Next, the retail and food service industries are not defined by product and conditions in general, but rather by their relationship to the food manufacturing industry. HACCP principles or hazard analysis control, a critical control point principles for operators of food service and retail establishments 2006 apply to the both retail and food service industries. Frontline employees have different educational level backgrounds and different levels of experience, from executive chef through entry-level staff with different cultural and economical backgrounds. Establishments in food industry with limited financial capital and earning may have less money to work with other priorities. These industries may include small to medium scale companies, start-up business and cooperate business and titles are present locally and internationally according to the BBC World Food Program. There are varieties, process techniques, products, menus, items, and ingredients used suppliers. Ingredients, menu items, and specification may have frequently. And here's are the following partial listing of types of business that are usually considered part of the retail and food services. So ito po yung yung mga yung list of the kino-considered as part of the retail and food services like school canteen, healthcare facilities, bakeries and pastry shop, coffee shop, bed and breakfast operation, market, cafeteria, camps, mobile food carts, restaurants, food trucks, penal institutions, food deliveries, food banks, snack bars, and grocery stores. In short, sila po yung mga sila po yung nagpo-produce or nagsisell na basta related po sa pagkain. And next, for the process approach. In retail and food service operations, food of all types are grouped together to produce the final product. This makes different approach to the hazard by using the food preparation process common to a specific operation is often more efficient and useful. And did you know that there are 3 food preparation process based on the flow of food commonly used in retail and food service? Food items produced in retail or food service establishments can be categorized into one of the 3 preparation process based on the numbers of time the food passed through the temperature danger zone between 41 degree Fahrenheit or 5 degrees Celsius to 140 degree Fahrenheit or 60 degrees Celsius. According to the Food Standards Agency or FSSA, for the process 1 or the first process, we have the food preparation with no cook step like the salad, or it doesn't need na iluto sa heat or sa mainit or sa kawali. The example flow: receive, store, prepared, hold, service. Other foods flow are included in this process, but there is no cook step to destroy pathogens. For example, I already received the ingredients like the lettuce, cucumber, carrots, and so on. So I store it in the refrigerator so it can maintain the freshness of the vegetable that I'm going to make some salad for my salad. And I'm going to prepare for it because I'm hungry. So I'm going to prepare for it. I chop them. I do mise en place. So hinugasan ko sila na mabuti para mawala yung little bit dirt, and I just for next is hold and serve. So that's we call the first process. It doesn't need to, that's what like I said, it doesn't need na iluto sa kawali or sa heat to destroy some pathogens or mga germses. Next is the process 2, preparations for the same day service like the grilled food. The example flow: receive, store, prepare. Cook, hold, serve, other food flow are included in this process, but there is only trip through the temperature danger zone. Just tulad po ng sa mga mobile truck na nagsaserve sila ng pagkain or sa mga food establishments na makikita natin, or if alam niyo po yung sa Kenny Rogers, so they don't just serve agad yung food. Ang ginagawa nila is gigil mo nila yung food and then sa kanila is serve. So they already received the poults, the chicken, and then they going to store from the refrigerator so it can maintain the freshness of the meat. If ever hindi pa naman nila gagamitin, of course, they going to prepare the food and so on. And lastly, the complex food preparation, or for example, the gravies. The example flow: receive, store, prepare, cook, cool, reheat, hot, serve. For example po ma'am, sa house namin, dito sa bahay namin, ang ginagawa po namin sa ulam namin is, of course, is to receive. Kinuha namin yung, bumili kami ng ingredients. For example, nagluluto po kami ng adobo. So, before we cook it, kasi hindi pa naman namin agad kakainin, so we store it sa refrigerator para hindi ganun masira. And then, after that, we already prepared the ingredients, we chop them, we marinate them. And after doing the marinate or the preparation process, we already cook for the adobo. So, after cooking the adobo, so hindi namin kakainin muna kasi papa-cool namin yan. I mean, after we ate, so may natira pa. And then, bago namin itago po sa rep, para hindi siya masyado masira, is papalamigin namin bago namin siya i-store ulit. And then, kinabukasan po, if wala lang kaming ulam, i-reheat o iinitin uli yung ulam kahapon. And then, i-serve po uli ng mainit. So, that's the example of the complex food preparation. As you can see, meron po ditong complete tips to the danger zone, which is may 140 degrees Fahrenheit, 41 degrees Fahrenheit, no cook, same day, complex. So that's they show the danger zone diagram. And the three food preparations process in terms of number of times to the temperature danger zone can be depicted in danger zone diagram. Foods that go through more than one process are classified as complex food preparation. Source: Managing Food Safety, a manual for the voluntary use of HACCP principles for operation and food service and retail establishments. And that's it for now. Thank you for listening, and I hope may natutunan po kayo.